Hey, good morning, Maria. This is Jessica Peterson. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier. I really appreciate it, and I'm super excited that you are accepting this video because today I am going to go over 3 tips that I know that are going to help you guys a whole lot. And I know this because I've used these exact same strategies with over 50 other restoration businesses across the US, and it has done wonders for their businesses. So I know once we go through this, this is going to help you guys out too. And you're probably wondering, why is this girl doing this video? What's in it for her? And honestly, that's a really fair question. And the answer is, I am really passionate about what you guys do. You guys are out there every day making a difference in your community, and you're helping families get their lives back. And for me, that is so important. And so if I'm able to do just this little short video for you guys, and you're able to take these tips and run with it, and you're getting more jobs and you're helping more people, then it's worth everything. So whether you want to take this and run with it and do it on your own, or whether you'd like to partner up with us to help you get there, either way, it doesn't matter. Okay? So today we are going over 3 main things. We're talking about content, citations, and then backlinks. Okay, so here that we are on your website, I should mention you have like a red pop-up that comes up the first time you go to the site, and there are some spelling issues on there, so you might want to fix those. But other than that, you have a fairly good looking website. But honestly, Google doesn't rank websites based on that appearance. It is based on content. So you do need a lot of content. And content is images. Let's see how this one's saved. Your images, video. So notice how this says before 1. All of your images on your entire website need to be optimized with the local buyer intent keywords. Those are the keywords people are actively searching in your community for your services. So by saving those and using the alt text for these images, that really helps you in getting more keywords indexed so Google can rank you. And then the other part of content is all of this written content. Okay. So Google sends crawlers to your website. They are like little mini robots that go and they scan all of this information here to learn about who you are, what you do, the services you offer, and the areas that you do that. And they're also looking for keywords so that they can help put customers in front of you. And so one of the biggest things I've noticed, besides the size of the font is really hard to read, is that there is no local keywords or any real keyword targeting here. And that's a huge issue. So you want to work on your content and keyword strategy. So you're building that content around those keywords, because if Google doesn't understand what you guys are about, there's no keywords for them to index to rank you, how can you expect Google to send you any customers? So it's really, really important. Your homepage is the most important page on your website. And you do have a fair amount of content here, which is good. But we want to try and get at least 1,500 words of content built around each of these services and those local keywords. And keep in mind, everybody searches differently. And so there's oftentimes multiple variations of keywords. So it might be city name, water damage restoration, city name, etc. So you want to make sure that you're capitalizing on that. You want 1,500 words on the homepage, or more if your competitors have more. So if your competitors have 1,500 words, you want to shoot for at least 1,800 words. We always have to do better than what our competitors are doing if we're going to beat them online. So if we look at your top competitor in your area for water damage, we do have ServPro. Yes, they are a franchise, but actually franchises can be super easy to beat. Because franchisees are kind of at a disadvantage. They're really not allowed to do much modifying to these sites they're given. And so you have the advantage. You can go in and write more content, really dial in your keyword strategy. And they can't. So you just have to do better, have more content, better quality content, and a real good keyword focus and strategy. And these guys are going to be super easy to beat. Okay, and then when we're talking content, it's not just about the content on this website, but it's also the content that you have out throughout the internet. So that could be social media pages, your Google business profile. Content is important. So if your Google business profile and your website doesn't really have those keywords and doesn't have content built around those services, Google has no idea who to send your way. Okay. So now, customers, as we both know, they're going to do a search on Google when they need your service. Most of the time, they won't know who you are, so they're not going to search your brand name. They're going to be searching like this. And so there's 3 spots on Google your business should show up in or could show up in for those searches. You want to be one of the first businesses they see, obviously. So there's 3 sections. The first one are going to be ads. These are your cost per click ads and even local service ads. And these can be a great resource for you guys as long as you have the proper foundations, landing pages, and all that set up. This could be very helpful, but if you don't have those foundations, it could be a total money pit. And so if that's the case, we should focus on the other stuff before doing ads. This section here is your Google business profile or the Google Map Pack. So your goal here is to be in the top 3 of this area because nearly 30% of people go straight here and will not go anywhere else. So when you're not one of these top 3 companies in your area for the keywords for each of your services, then you're losing out on a ton of jobs and you're quite literally handing those jobs to your competitors. Okay, so there's many factors that go into this ranking, but the number 1 factor is something called citations, and that is simply listing the name of the business, address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. Directories are things like Yellow Pages, the Better Business Bureau, Yelp, Glassdoor, and even your social media pages. Those are citations as well. So you want a ton of those citations. You want more than what your competitors are doing. And they're so important because every one of those citations is sending signals to Google that tells them about your business, the services you offer, and where you offer it. So that is really important to have. And then this 3rd section here, this is your organic section, okay? This is the most important because 60 to 70% of people will skip the maps and the ads, and they're going to come right here. So you want your business to come up for the services that they're searching, okay? And so if you're not here, again, you're missing out on tons of jobs every single month. So in order to get here, it all comes back to the foundation of your website, having that good, proper content and keyword strategy so that you can be indexed and then supporting it with backlink SEO. So that brings us to our backlinks. This is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to tell us how your website is performing. As we can see right here, you have a domain rating, that's your website as a whole, of a 5 out of 100 in Google's trust flow, meaning Google does not trust your website. And that has part to do with the content on your website, but more so the power you're sending to your website. Like most things, they don't work without power. So we send power to websites with backlinks. So we do need a lot of backlinks. We do need more than our competitors are doing. But it is important to understand that not all backlinks are created equal. You don't want to get spammy, junky links that are unrelated because it is going to hurt you. You want the good quality links, those that are most related to your services from other service area businesses, vendors, etc. It's pretty much like one of your vendors giving you a huge shout out and saying, hey, Google, AM/PM Restoration is the best restoration company around. Send them a bunch of customers, okay? So we need this power. We need a lot of this power. The more good power we have, the higher this score is going to be, the more Google trusts you, and the more it's going to help promote you, and the more it's going to help rank these keywords here. Now, because although you have a good amount of content, there's really no keyword structure. So you've only been indexed for 8 keywords, and you're only getting about 11 people on average to your website. And if we were to look at your keywords, we can see that you only have 3 keywords that are actually ranking. There's 10 spots per page on Google, and these are all branded. So unfortunately, 99% of the time, your customers will never be searching that brand. So you have to focus, instead of your brand, on those local keywords. And so you guys are missing out on tons of opportunity. If we were to just look at the city of Los Angeles and water damage with a handful of keywords here, we can see this volume here. There's over 1,000 in search volume every single month for just one location and one job. So you can imagine if you were optimized for this and ranking, the type of traffic that you would have and the more jobs that you would have. But then if you take that and apply that same strategy to all your services in all the areas you serve, you guys would have a ton of traffic coming to your website. That could mean 10, 20, 30 more jobs every single month by just applying the strategies. If we look at your competitor here, we're not competing against the entire franchise, just this location. The location itself has a low score, and so it's this main power for the main website because it's got so much power. That power is what's pushing and helping them rank. So power is so important. Those backlinks are important to get these higher scores. But they do have more of a keyword focus. They've been indexed for 59, and they're getting over 700 people to their website every month. So again, these guys are definitely beatable, but you have to apply these strategies that I've shown you. I am so sorry. So now, if you apply each of these 3 strategies I've shown you today, your business has a huge opportunity to not only be more competitive, but even dominate in your area for a bunch of your services. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, apply it on your own, or at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So if you want a partner and you want help getting there, feel free to reach out, reply to our email, give us a call, and we'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to hearing from you soon.